In the golden sands of Arabia, nearly 50 years after the passing of the Prophet Muhammad, the winds of change no longer carried the fragrance of justice. A heavy silence loomed over the Islamic world, one not of peace, but of deep, growing unease. The caliphate, once grounded in compassion, truth, and humility under the leadership of the Prophet's companions, had drifted far from its righteous path. With the death of Muawiyah, his son Yazid inherited the throne, not by merit or the will of the people, but by force and fear. Yazid was a man known not for piety or character, but for his indulgence in sin, cruelty, and the manipulation of sacred institutions. In the sacred city of Medina, a noble soul lived quietly. He was Imam Hussain, the son of Ali and Fatima, the beloved grandson of the Messenger of Allah, a man revered not only for his lineage, but for his character, knowledge, and unwavering commitment to truth. It was to this man that Yazid now sent an order: pledge allegiance to the corrupt regime or face the consequences. But for Hussein, allegiance was not a matter of politics, it was a matter of principle. To pledge loyalty to oppression was to betray the very essence of the message his grandfather had brought. And so, he refused. Tension tightened around Medina like a noose. The walls of the city could no longer contain the storm that was coming. Understanding the danger, not just to himself, but to his family, Imam Hussain made a choice that would echo through history. He gathered those closest to him, his family, his loyal companions, his children. With quiet resolve, he visited the Prophet's mosque. Under the fading glow of lanterns and moonlight, he stood by the grave of his grandfather. In silence, he whispered his farewell. There were no witnesses, only the night sky and the heart filled with love and pain. By his side stood his sister, Lady Zainab, a woman of immense strength and dignity. His sons, including the brave Ali Akbar and the infant Ali Asghar, clung to their mother's arms. His brother Abbas, known for his loyalty and valor, began preparations for departure. That night, as the people of Medina slept unaware, the caravan of light departed under the cover of stars. The city wept, though it did not know why. The journey had begun. From Medina, they made their way to Mecca. There, too, danger followed, and so they continued eastward toward Kufa. Letters had flooded in from the people of Kufa, thousands of them, begging Imam Hussain to come and lead them. They had grown weary of injustice. They longed for a return to righteousness. Their messages were filled with oaths of loyalty, promises of protection, and Imam Hussain, ever guided by duty and hope, answered their call. But the road ahead was not paved with sincerity. On the way, troubling news reached him. The governor of Kufa had changed. The people had been silenced by the sword. Fear had crept into their hearts, and their promises, once bold, had turned to whispers. Still, Imam Hussain did not turn back. He was not a seeker of power. He was a guardian of truth. And so he pressed on, not because he sought conflict, but because silence in the face of tyranny was betrayal. On the 2nd of Muharram, in the 61st year after Hijrah, the caravan arrived at a vast dry plain along the banks of the Euphrates River. The sun blazed overhead, the land cracked beneath their feet. It was here, this forsaken place, that they would make their stand. The tents were pitched, camels rested, women and children sought shade beneath the canvas. The Euphrates flowed nearby, glimmering under the sun, but its waters were soon cut off. For Yazid's army had arrived, an army of thousands, encircling a caravan of 72. But within those tents there was no fear, only certainty, only peace, only truth. As the days passed, the tension in the air grew heavier. The soldiers of Yazid tightened their grip, and yet not a single voice from Hussein's camp cried out in despair. At night, the stars bore witness to sacred conversations. Imam Hussain spoke to his companions, reminding them that tomorrow may bring death, that they were free to go. But none did. One by one they reaffirmed their loyalty, not to war, but to justice, not to bloodshed, but to purpose. Their names, Abbas, Ali Akbar, Muslim ibn Osaja, Zuhair ibn Kain, each one would become immortal. Lady Zainab stood tall in the face of impending loss, strengthening the hearts of the women and children. Abbas, ever vigilant, stood by the river, yearning not for himself, but for the thirsty lips of the innocent. The world around them was closing in, but above them, the sky watched, and in the heavens, angels stood still, for something eternal was about to unfold in the plains of Karbala.